What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin It podcast. Jack, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Trying to be like this man behind me. You know what I mean?
Michael B. Jordan, you need the super likeness. Andre, how you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome. Just waiting to see how people react to certain things, and
Mm.
hopefully we don't get canceled tonight.
Hey,
Oh,
it
we're
is
gonna
what
get
it
canceled
is.
tonight. So first off, what are you playing? I know what you're playing, Jack.
Oh, well, I got one more. I've been
Okay, all
playing.
right. What is it? What
So
is it?
this one, and then I've been getting my Tiger Hoods on. I went back and started playing Tiger Woods 2004. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
been getting my Tiger Hoods on. So definitely doing that. I got this thing with golf games. I suck at golf, but I have this thing with golf. I don't know. Like I love that one, the Mario golf game. So yeah, I've been doing my Tiger Hoods thing.
Can I be honest with you, man? I have been playing that Switch Sports golf. I actually been finding that very enjoyable, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it's been relaxing as hell.
I'm telling you something about golf now. Don't let me get
Yeah,
out there and play it because it's frustrating as hell. But
yeah, but
hey,
like video games, I can do it. Like
yeah.
real life, hell no, hell no, nope, not gonna do it. Andre, man, what you been playing?
Well, my combination is a sci-fi RPG, so I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles X and been playing Mass Effect
Mm,
Legendary Edition with mods.
Oh,
interesting.
nice.
What kind of mods?
Mods to restore content to the game, stuff
Oh,
to like add extra stuff for characters. Some things to simplify the UI because it was just all over the place, especially when you trying to hop from planet to planet and you looking for shit.
yeah, yeah.
Mm, okay. Well,
And
I've
I'm
been.
doing it on Legendary.
Oof. And we were just
I don't
talking
know
about
why you
this.
gotta brag, bro. Why you
We were
gotta
just talking
brag?
about this.
It's honestly it's not as hard as I thought it would have been because I
Mhm.
was just originally playing on the normal setting. So when I jumped to Legendary, I skipped over hard and went right to Legendary, and I just blew through half the game in like 5 hours. So I was like, okay, this isn't as hard as I thought.
All right. Well, me, I've been playing some Prince of Persia. I also been playing Hogwarts Legacy. So I've been doing
Mm,
that,
okay.
and I kind of jumped back into Samurai Showdown 2019 a little bit.
Really? What made you do
Yeah,
that?
I just been playing. I just felt like playing some fighting games, and I was like, that and Smash are like my two favorite fighting games. So I just been playing some Samurai Showdown. So it's a very good game. I just wish they would have actually had a story mode.
Right.
That's the only
Okay.
problem I had with Samurai Showdown, the 2019 one. I just wish they would
I
actually
mean,
had,
like they originally had.
yeah, like they originally had. I kind of don't know why they didn't do that, but whatever. All right, yeah, Brand, one time for Sandstorm because we know his team is the NFC Championship going to be facing off against them 49ers, them Detroit Lions. That was a pretty good game. I ain't gonna lie. The Ravens beat the brakes off of Houston, and the Green Bay San Fran game was actually as advertised. Green Bay gonna be hell to deal with in the
Mm,
coming years. I'll leave it at that. But tonight we're gonna talk about comparisons. So this is a public service announcement. Is all right. I want to get your guys' thoughts because the whole Foam Star situation. I don't know what Square Enix was thinking, putting out a statement talking about please stop comparing Foam Stars to Splatoon. That's like saying please stop comparing PlayStation All Stars to Smash. Why did you make the game
yeah.
if you're gonna do
They
that?
Because
they made the game. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
oh, I was about to say because, like, honestly, you don't want them to make a comparison. I get why you don't want to because let's be honest, if anybody makes comparisons, we're picking Splatoon, except for the ones that don't like Splatoon because they don't have a Switch. So therefore, now they got to have something much in the same vein as Stellar Blade versus Bayonetta, but that's besides the point. But yeah, people are going to make comparisons. If your game's really that good, let it speak for itself. Like there's no reason for you to come out and do a statement. When we
None
look at
whatsoever.
it, we see what it is. God, come on. It was the same thing with Genshin Impact. The way you show off the game was the way that Breath of the Wild opened up. Like, what did you think people were gonna do? So when you play it, you realize it's got some differences to it. But when we talk about Foam Star, I mean, you giving people an opportunity to play it because it's going directly to PS Plus day one. But you're gonna get those comparisons until people get their hands on it. I'm sorry, it's just how
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
and the your opening trailer. What did you think people were gonna say?
Right.
I just don't know what he thought he was gonna say. I know. What about you?
Well, they literally made the game in the same style, utilizing a bunch of colors the same way Splatoon does. What did you? There's no way anybody wouldn't have made that comparison. That's like
They-
that would have been like if somebody if Braid when Braid first came out, if it was
Mm,
advertised the exact same way as Super Mario, and somebody said, "Well, this game is like Super Mario," and then they would have
right.
just came out and said, "Please don't compare us to Super Mario," but you made it look exactly the same.
Like I mean, outside of one has paint, the other one has foam. It's just like what did you expect?
I I look at Foam Stars is Splatoon plus Overwatch. That's it.
True. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I can see that.
I mean, because Platoon, to be fair, you could say that was them taking the Mario bleepy character and just expanding
Bloopers,
Hmm.
on that. Yeah,
blooper. I
bloopers.
think they're bloopers.
Yeah, bloopers, and just expanded on that. Foam Stars is just like we're gonna take Nintendo Garage's Splatoon homework and we're gonna just make it actual people that dress like they're in Shibuya and give
Yeah.
them super soakers with foam in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to me, like I hope it works for them because
I do too.
there's another game that came out at somewhere around launch that I thought with this type of personality was going to work, and it did not work, and that was Destruction All Stars.
Yeah,
But it is I don't know, like you have to have more in a game than what meets the eye. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like Splatoon always look fun, but you won't really realize how fun it is until you play it. And because
Nope.
the first thing that came out of people's mouth was like, "Oh, so all you doing is painting? That's all you do is paint, 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 paint." And like, and then when you start playing, it's like, "Oh, man, this ain't no
this
damn joke.
this needs strategy.
This is strategy." Because you had some
Like
people come
this,
on,
this
like they instantly start just splatting people, splatting. You're not gonna win that
No, you're not. It doesn't go by kill count.
way. Mm-mm,
Matter
not
of
at
fact,
all.
you half time you're better off if you don't kill somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
So I and to me, is it as bad as PlayStation All Stars? Nah, I still think PlayStation All Stars is the worst one, the worst act of plagiarism. But I think the other problem too is with companies like Sony and Square, you have to stick to it. Like
Yeah,
the reason why Splatoon worked, because remember when Splatoon 1 first came out, we need voice chat.
yeah.
No, you
mm,
don't.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
No, you don't.
You really don't. You don't have time. You got 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
yeah,
You don't have
that,
time
and we
in the middle of a match of a Splatoon match to make up a strategy. It don't work like that.
yeah.
that and we also learned that they did do a test run with it with voice chat and found out that America screwed it up.
Yeah, yeah. So
Color
the
me
people that
surprised.
and the funny thing about it was the people that did all that yakking, all that threatening, all that was the first ones playing.
Oh yeah, that's how it always works. I'm
I'm
telling you,
like,
like negative press for a game is positive.
well, especially if it's Nintendo. Halftime
Yeah,
I'm starting to think
Well,
at this
hold
point
on, that
they trying to
depends.
make stuff go
That
viral for boycotts.
well, that depends. If you are an indie title with no claim to fame and you decide to trash talk one platform over the other,
Oh yeah, it ain't gonna work
and
with me.
your
hey,
game
look.
still comes out in this trash, that
Oh
ain't a
yeah,
positive.
well,
No.
that's that you set yourself up for that one. But if you get like a lot of negative press or like bad press just because, yeah, I mean, once people get their hands on it, I think ultimately too, like everybody works a little bit different. The gaming community is a little funny in the sense of, let's say this developer is only one guy, and then people are trashing the game. There are people that will go on like support that game just because people were treating them bad. Not
Yeah,
because the game was
Yeah.
good. It's just just because they were treating the guy bad. But and then in the same vein, and we'll get to it later on in the show with Power World. Like I've played it, and the fact that people can't stand the fact that Game Freak and Creature won't change Pokemon, they're
and they're
going to
not
support
going
the
to,
hell out of this game.
and they're
They're
not
going to
going to,
support this game.
but they're not going to
And
because,
they're not.
and then the sad thing about it is that was just a beta. Like the game ain't dropped yet, so
Which is another problem I have. Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Pokemon is established.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't
I'll wait
break
until we
them.
get there though. Well, but I have a problem with that too.
Yeah,
Because to me, it's like we're accepting the fact that you can release a game unfinished and still get money for it. That's just
yep,
wild to me.
that's wild. Dark Void, you have a good point because now everybody is pro AI and pro plagiarism. They are.
No, I
I
agree.
am still not quite pro AI. I mean, it has its uses, but I am not pro AI for developing
Look, man,
assets and stuff.
No,
the
not at all.
80s and 90s action movies have scarred me from being pro AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try that.
I'm just saying. 80s and 90s action movies have scarred me from being pro AI. Look, all I know is Skynet became self-aware. That's all I know. And we was all screwed after that. So yeah.
Oh hell no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely not dodging this. I'm sorry. I'm watching some Foam Star gameplay. They're not dodging this shit because they literally are doing a game mode right now. I know we've played Splatoon to where you do the game mode where you have to transfer the block to the other location.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
literally right here in the damn game. They're literally doing that mode right now.
Jesus
But don't compare us to Splatoon.
Lord.
And I'm not saying that only Splatoon can do it because I mean, when we look at first person shooters, everybody has a team deathmatch, everybody has a capture the flag, get all of that. But don't compare us. And this is
And
you
you
got
doing the
similar
same
games
exact
because
mode.
that's not in
Yeah.
any other game.
No.
That's in Splatoon.
So
If
you think they're gonna
anything, the
do
best bet would
well, instead of salmon run, they're gonna have a foam bath run or something.
What watch? And I
bathhouse
didn't
run, bathhouse run.
and I didn't even know. I thought it was just like the surfboard thing. I didn't
Yeah.
know they can go under the foam like a shark. You gotta come on now, like just take the W that they're comparing you to the damn game and call it a day, dude. Like it's too many. And this is my first time watching gameplay. It's too many damn similarities. Like it's just no way.
I'll say this. I will say this because the problem because I had PlayStation All Stars. And
Right?
the problem with PlayStation All Stars, it wasn't the game. It was that the game they
No.
tried to make the game serious.
Yeah.
Splatoon does not, for lack of a better term, does not give a cuff. They don't
Yeah.
care. They don't care. I mean, Smash does not care.
No.
They don't care. You will lose a match with a Giga fan.
Yeah.
You will lose a match because of a
Mhm.
Pokeball. You will lose a match because of a beehive. You will lose a match because of the goddamn chickens from Zelda. You'll lose a
Oh
match because of a
man.
baseball bat. You'll lose a match because of a doggone super scope. You'll lose a match because of a beam sword. They don't care. Like it's Looney Tunes. They basically said, okay. Psycho was sitting there probably watching an episode of Animaniacs and was like, I can throw that in there. That's probably what he was doing. Because dude, if you play with items on, and I know people in the chat, y'all probably will agree if you know what I'm talking about. When you play with items on, that junk gets crazy. It gets
Yeah.
ridiculous. It ain't nothing about no doggone skill. I love when people like, yes, I have ultimate skill in Smash. No, you don't. Turn them doggone items on. Let's see what happens. You ain't got no turn items on and stage hazards on, and
I
no,
don't
you
like
can't go to
items.
final destination, and then see what happens. Let's see how good your
But
skill is.
people forget there are different types of skill. You could be better skilled at the one-on-one or going
Mm-hmm.
directly at somebody with the character,
Mhm.
and someone else could be better skilled with using items.
Yep, and
Right.
somebody can be better skilled at hiding in an 8-man brawl and and wait for you to.
Or sneak killing, waiting for
Yeah,
your health to be at 99%, then running in with a hard hit, knocking you out.
yes, there is camping in Smash Bros. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen,
Oh,
but
it's fun. It's fun to do.
but you only can really do it on those extra large stages because you try to do it on a medium stage, you're gonna get knocked off.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that was a problem with PlayStation. It just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. Like the main issue was they had a game like Smash, and then on top of that, Sony just refused to support it. It's like, bro, y'all got to
That
stick with
too.
it. You
I
got to
just
stick
don't think
with
they
it.
have the cast for it either. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they should have brought in
They,
Cloud and Sephiroth. They should have did it
yeah,
because they could have did it. They just didn't. I'm like, why did you not put Cloud in here?
true.
Like, why?
I mean, if Sony was thinking about it, they could have hit Square Enix up for damn near anybody from the Final Fantasy
Yes.
cast.
Oh, for sure.
Hell, Sakurai hits up the Fire Emblem team for Fire Emblem
Right.
cast.
And I think also too, that's to his credit. Like, I don't know how this would all work if it was Nintendo themselves saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
let's get this." The fact that people got that much respect for Sakurai is like, yeah, we'll let you have it,
Yeah, like
regardless if it's
Sakurai
not
could,
on there. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sakurai could go up to Microsoft and be like, "Hey, can I put Master Chief and like
Mm-hmm.
Gravemind in the new Smash Bros? I'm bringing back
Yeah.
Subspace Emissary." And they'd be like, "Do you need anybody else?" you know
Look,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
nah. See, this is what Sakura would really do. He go get Blinks.
Oh yes,
He's skip
Oh
Master
yeah, that'd be
Chief.
dope.
Let's
no.
go get Blinks.
He'll
Yeah.
get Master Chief, but he will get that one character that don't make no sense and does not match with nothing else.
Go get the main character from Jade Empire. Like,
Yeah.
just
You're like,
random and shit.
why in the hell is the main character from Jade Empire in this game? Like,
To where like we could have done cameo. Like
yeah,
cameo could
nope,
Yeah.
have been.
nope, main character. Like,
I mean, the cameo would be a good fit for Smash
yeah,
too.
That would. Different monsters that she could transform into. Yeah, that could have been. That's easy work.
She basically be what's his face from Xenoblade Shulk.
Yeah.
no, you want to know what would be funny though? Knowing Sakurai, he'll get what was it, he'll get Cortana. You'll play as Cortana in the game.
That would be funny as hell.
Just to piss everybody
I mean,
off.
Yeah.
Look,
It would
and
work
she
though.
still get in before Waluigi.
Yep.
That's wild to me,
Yep.
bro. Like there has to be something against Waluigi. Something that we don't know about.
I'm betting it's because of how people talk to him. Because people
Yeah.
Sakurai be
Yeah.
reading that stuff. Sakurai be reading that stuff. Because people was losing their minds when they did the first when they was said they was gonna have that first fighter pass and he better have Waluigi in there. Oh really?
I better.
I better, huh?
Okay.
Hey, Sakurai, we got the piranha plant. Art render, you want it? Hey, make that a character. Sir? What are you talking about? You joking, right? No.
Nah.
Make that a character. But it's a piranha plant. We're only supposed to use them for like the word of light.
Nope. Come take a look at
Okay,
this comment.
and
A character.
Come take a look at this comment real quick. Like,
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet. I bet. I did. So,
My bad. Sorry, we questioned.
like-
My bad.
it
Gotcha.
was like, did you see what all these people said? It was like, oh, hold up, no, oh, okay, we
Ah.
got you.
Okay. Say less.
No argument.
yeah, basically. They put a potted plant in that game. A potted plant.
But the confusion with that announcement was wild. Like people like, hold on, wait a minute, Piranha, like he's playable, like in the game, like yeah, and he got a move set. Like he ain't copying nobody else. He has a whole move set,
Whole move set.
That's how I know. I'm like, he had to read them comments.
bro.
Ain't no way he didn't read them comments. Some of them people, some people are they weird, dude. Like they really
They
get in their
weird.
feelings if you don't do what I say when I say time, I say how I say. Like the
Yeah.
world stops and revolves around you, like he know you personally. That dude don't know you.
I'm telling you, man, it's the age of like social media because people feel like they really have reach to you. Like they feel like
Yeah.
they could touch you. It was something like I watched an interview about that earlier when it came down to celebrities and musicians. Like there used to be a mystique behind the celebrity back in the day because you only saw what they gave you. But now, shit, I can go see my favorite artist anytime I want to because they all on social media. Like and feel like I'm a part of their lives, even though I don't know nothing about them.
Don't know.
They sharing
anything
too much
about them.
information.
And they
Way
may
too
be
much.
crazy as hell. And you should
Very
But-
much so.
There is that. All right, people. So let's talk about Ubisoft because and chat. I want to ask y'all a question: is Ubisoft tripping, or have gamers simply not been paying attention for the last 20+ years? So
Can I say both?
so this gentleman, Philippe Tremblay, told GamesIndustry.biz that players need to become comfortable with the idea of not owning their games. Bruh, why'd you say that? Why? If I'm
Somebody,
Yeez Gillimon, I'm slapping the taste out your mouth. Why did you say that? You're not supposed to say that.
knowing that Ubisoft struggling,
Yeah.
Knowing they're struggling.
We just put out the 2D fire, the 2.5D fire, and you gonna sit up here and run your mouth. That's when you call in the Rock to just run a promo on that dude. Followed by Eddie Kingston running a promo on that too. But yeah, he said that, and here's the thing. I understand why people are upset.
Yeah.
I understand why you're upset. My question to you is, do you know how big some of these games are? Do you know that when you buy some of these games, they're not on the physical media that you bought them on?
yep, that's the problem.
He's wrong for saying it, but he ain't all the way wrong.
He gave everybody a peek behind the curtain and what they think.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And I'm like, I understand what they're trying to do, and I know we've said it before, especially like because we live in the U.S., so we know the internet, the IT infrastructure in the U.S. ain't up to snuff to be talking about doing streaming like that on gaming.
Right.
It barely can do Netflix half the time, depending on where you at. I'm just being honest. Like if you stay in the rural South or in Montana and the Dakotas and stuff like that, you ain't getting 5G.
Right.
You getting 0.5G. And that's on a good day. So the
Well, you
idea
got
that
the dial-up internet.
yeah, and God forbid you have a natural disaster happen like an earthquake or a tornado, you might be
Right.
out of power for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A week to 2 weeks. When the hurricane Katrina ran through, people was out of power for like a good week and a half to 2 weeks. So in some cases, 3 and 4 weeks, depending on where you were at. So it's one of those situations where I understand I'm trying to understand them from a business standpoint, but at the same time, like, bro, you ain't ready for that. Nobody's ready. You're gonna sink money into something that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
Like
So
when I don't
yeah,
know, man.
go ahead.
Like so with this particular statement, like okay, cool. Because we talked about it offline. Like, hey, truth to it, but you can't say it. Like, you
Yeah,
just can't say it right now. But this reminds me of the Xbox One situation. Like, hey, media. Like, if you can't afford it, go get you a 360.
yeah.
Like,
Whoa, boy.
if you don't like the DRM stuff, and then lo and
Non
behold,
matrix.
look where we are right now. Like, what he just because what he said was stupid at the time doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah,
It
doesn't mean it's
is,
not true.
yeah, it's just you don't want the business to say it, and it kind of comes back down to have the mystique, like be silent. I don't want to know anybody other than Eves. Like,
Yeah,
I don't need to know nobody else. I don't need to hear nothing out you other than, hey, this is what we're releasing, or if something gets canceled. Like,
yeah.
just
Basically,
shut up. Like, don't say nothing.
that's what I'm like, who?
You quiet, bro.
Yeah.
Like, why would he even say? I'm like, dude, I wouldn't even say that to no publication because you know they're gonna run with it because
Oh yeah.
they're like, oh, we get this make us go viral,
Right.
bruh. Like y'all just released Prince of Persia, man. You just released it, and you
So,
gonna say that?
so I think that anybody getting that game should get it on the Switch because that is the only physical copy that will work off of the media if
Yeah,
you're going to get it.
yeah. I
Mm-mm-mm.
mean, to be completely honest, like most of the physical media stuff I got is Switch games because the physical media that I do half and half for people that don't know. Um, the games that I do get that are physical are games that I know the whole game is on the cart, and that I know they're games that I know I play over and over again, like Tears of the Kingdom, like Metroid Prime Remaster, like Tales of Symphonia, like stuff like that.
Right.
Other than that, I'm usually digital downloading because one, a lot of these, especially third-party games, are not all on the physical media.
Right.
So to the people that say, "Oh well, when they shut down those servers, I'm still gonna be able to play my game," no, you ain't.
No.
No, you ain't.
It ain't on there.
No.
So that's where game preservation nowadays can work. People talking about game preservation for stuff from back in the NES, that ain't gonna work because of the whole licensing issue. That there's a lot of stuff that don't even exist. But if you're talking about from like maybe 6th gen forward, we could probably do that. Probably.
Right.
7th and 8th gen, yes. Matter of fact, we can because that's close enough to where people was keeping better records. So game preservation for the entirety of the gaming industry is not gonna. That's a pipe dream.
Right.
But
it's not doable in the legal sense.
Yeah, not in the legal
there
sense.
you go.
Now, illegally, okay, but
do you?
But legally, yeah, there's it's not a very because Microsoft said it when they were going back and trying to find a lot of those games from the 6th gen back. What was the main thing Spencer and Baker fell into? Licensing. They couldn't find music licenses. They couldn't find because Sony has a lot of those music licenses. Because Sony did a lot of music for a lot of third-party games. Sony did some music for Nintendo and Sega. So that stuff you have to get before you can just put the game out. So that's why they had to stop it. I think it was what 1700 I think it was the last number they had because they just couldn't find the licenses for all of that stuff. So when I hear people say game preservation, of course I know that half the time people are lying, but if you're talking about it from a standpoint of like nowadays, then yes, because now you can put all that stuff on a server and say, hey, we got this. Ubisoft got theirs backed up. Sony has theirs backed up. Nintendo has theirs backed up. Microsoft has theirs backed up. So you can say that now, but not from the NES and SNES days. That's just you're lucky if you can find it.
I mean, that's what we were saying that plagued the 6th gen. Like the licenses were a problem. So it's one thing for you to find them, but it's a whole nother thing for you to renew them. And then even two, when we talk about and I don't think we have this as a subject matter for the whole Last of Us situation where they got this happened a couple weeks ago where they stopped doing the whole multiplayer version. So my thing is this with gamers, and I want gamers to be very honest with themselves. If I have a single player game and I give you $60-$70 for the game, cool, that's fine. The thing is, when we talk about multiplayer games, who's paying to keep them servers up?
Yeah.
And then especially when we start talking about preservation, who in the hell is going to keep that running?
It ain't cheap, by the way.
And it's not
cheap.
It isn't. Now, granted, there are some people that are very intelligent that found ways to kind of keep some servers alive. I don't know how the hell they're doing it. It is what it is. Yeah. But when we start talking about like money and preservation and things of that nature, this is hard. Like very, very hard with all the DLC, kind of like what Trinell said, like trying to retrieve all that plus DLC because everything sold separately. Like that's hard to do. So you'd be best off trying to find a way to keep it yourself. But once again, if them servers go down, 9 times out of 10 your game's going with it.
Yeah, and if they decide to move, let's just for example, let's just say Sony and Nintendo decide to move from AWS to Azure,
right?
And something happens with because these things do happen. Trust me, I work in IT. It happens a lot. Something happens with the file transfers.
Mm-hmm.
If it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
If it's gone, it's gone. Like, and that things like that do happen. Like, of course, you don't want it to happen, and that's why most companies they'll back up things in triplicate. But if it's gone, if something happens and that file transfer goes corrupt, there's a good chance you might lose it.
Yep.
So there is that. And once again, AWS and Microsoft Azure are two different cloud systems. So you got to hope that whatever transfer they decide to come up with will be easy anyway, or at least compatible in some aspects so that it'll run smoothly because that will take a while. But those costs, that's why I kept saying when people were getting mad when Sony and Nintendo decided to start charging for their online services, I'm like, y'all have no idea how much this maintenance on these servers is.
Right.
They're not gonna foot the bill for you. They shouldn't have been footing it for you to begin with.
Yeah.
Especially if you want all this stuff. I don't understand why I gotta pay. First of all, like there's some people I'm like, okay, dude, you got kids. When your kids go to college, are you still going and they get married? Are you still gonna be giving them an allowance when they're married? No.
Yeah.
Bro, you married, you got a job. Y'all better work that out. You're not gonna be giving them an allowance when they married.
Right.
No. You got somebody.
Right.
Figure it out. So that's basically what they was like. Look, man, we can't afford to keep footing the bill for this, and y'all supposed to be adults.
Right.
Y'all can handle $20. Y'all can handle, well, in Nintendo's case, $20. Everybody else upwards of 100 at this point.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, bro, I've never understood that. But if you want to check out that article, you could. This one is from NintendoLife.com. I'm pretty sure everybody done seen it by now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mostly.
Buddy lost his mind. Sandstorm, how you feeling, man? You feeling good after that win?
Oh man, you already know. Let's go, Lions. Oh my gosh. They saving the world, man. We went from the bottom, now we here. Man.
Breaking generational curses up in this mug.
You know, after every game, Big Sean has this joint, you know, obviously Big Sean from Detroit. But Big Sean has a song, it definitely can't be as late as that album, but it's the song actually, I'm pretty sure the mix actually started in Detroit. It's called the Godzilla mix. Is real, it's like a club hop or whatever. And it's been that way for the longest time, but he finally like rapped over it, and it's called The Baddest. Every single time we win the playoffs now, like, show these boys who's the baddest. You know, like, yeah. I don't play that left or right, man. I love it. They finally gonna make it. I hope, you know.
Yeah.
All they got is the 49ers. All they got to do is
the Niners. I just went looking at the Niners had problems Saturday, so
yeah.
All right, so your thoughts on this Ubisoft situation with old boy saying you need to get used to not owning your games?
Oh, it's such that's such a messy situation, man. I don't know. First off, I applaud him and not applaud him at the same time, because somebody was going to have to say it eventually anyway. I don't know what possessed him to be that way. Maybe somebody got on his bad side or something like that, and was talking about how much smaller their games were going to be than, you know, somebody else's, and he was just like, you know what? You ain't gonna be owning them games anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
today I choose violence.
Yeah, Guess what? You don't even own them. So, but I mean, as much as I hate it, that's where the game industry is going. I feel like if it was really, to be honest with you, if it was up to Nintendo, they will definitely. I guarantee you, they'll be the last ones to even move to a digital age like that, where everything is digital. Just because they see profits in physical, you know, versus everybody else, and I think they'll die on that. They'll die on that hill until it's time to transfer over. But I mean, he's, as much as it sucks, like I said, that's where I mean, PC is already there. It's been there for the longest time now, so it's not like it's
more than a decade.
Yeah, so it's not like it's like unheard of, where, you know, it can't be done. Because if they can do it, then realistically, and especially with where Sony and Microsoft's mindset is at, trying to make these little PC console things, it's guaranteed to happen. So it's unfortunate. It's messy that he had to be the one to say it, but it's true. I hate it. I love my physical copies. I love looking at art and stuff like that, and not having to load up a screen or a page or whatever, so I can just look at it for 2 seconds. Like, I like walking past and, you know, pulling out the thing every now and then and looking at the case. So yeah, but like I said, it is what it is. It's gonna happen, man.
It's past. Some you'll be surprised, but some companies actually still do use service on Windows XP era, because there's certain programs, certain softwares, that's all they work with. So yes, that is true. Now most of the times in those situations like that, they are isolated from the network. They are not allowed on the network
My
because all it takes is one hacker to get in there and your whole shebang bang jacked up.
my
So
question is why did they move from the perfection of Windows Vista? Like that was absolutely
I know good and
the
damn well
most
you just ain't you about to get kicked off this podcast.
that was the most absolute greatest era of all time is Windows
Um,
Vista.
Oh man.
Really?
bro, about to
All
get kicked
right.
off this podcast, boy. But yeah, it depends. It depends on what software is being used and if it can, because some stuff just doesn't. It's certain programs that are tailor made and custom made, and you can't move it anywhere. So yes, there are that you'll be surprised, but there are some that are still in circulation, but they're usually isolated from the network just so they won't get hacked. You can only use that particular program or whatever on that system.
All
So,
right.
but yeah, and most times they do upgrade because like if you got stuff now, and most times depending on what server you're running, you don't even have to worry about the updates. Microsoft does it for you.
All
They just
right.
send them out on Patch Tuesdays. Now, if your network is hardened, you're never going to let Microsoft do that. But
Right.
if you're just trying to if you got a million other things, you're the only admin. Yeah, you're probably going to let Microsoft run their patches on their own.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope that answers your question. But all right, so I got a question for you, Andre. Um, so Bandai Namco is releasing Ace Combat 7 on Switch. Is Bandai Namco trying to release all their old games now on on Nintendo platforms, or am I,
Was
losing it?
7
I
the
mean,
latest
look.
one?
That 7 was the last one.
That was the last one.
Okay.
Like the one they put on the 3DS, I love that game. That's the one where you can actually use your amiibo and get like custom fighters.
Yeah,
Like, cause I played with the one, the Zelda one, the F-14 Tomcat. But I want to ask you, Andre, because I know you probably got like a video about this. Why are they doing this now? Like, is it because of that whole situation with Sony and Microsoft and Activision?
I mean, it could be anybody's guess as far as that. I mean, I just think it. If I were being real with it, I think it's just them seeing an opportunity to make some extra money and not have to spend a whole lot to make it.
But why do it so late?
Yeah, because that game, what, 2017, 18?
Well, look, if we are going with the assumption that the next platform is going to be backwards compatible anyway, it won't really make a difference.
I would wait until that came out because at that time when we talk about launch, everybody picking up everything because they want something to play. So I would have waited. If that was the case.
And the other thing, I would have actually announced Amiibo support, so it make me want to buy it because
He's gonna make you want to buy it.
I'm not buying it if I'm just gonna be playing regular fighters. That's boring to me. I need my 1,000 MiG 23 with the green.
I could have swore I just said they trying to do this with the least amount of money spent.
Yeah.
Dude, why you trying to hurt my dreams, man?
Listen, I would love them to do that too, but I just know realistically that their way of doing things is ass backwards.
Well, because if that's the case, like, can a brother get Tales of Grace's F and Tales of Berseria and Cisteria and stuff? Can I get some Tales games?
I mean,
Since y'all want
can we go ahead and get Soul Calibur 2 HD?
Can we get Soul Calibur 2 HD, please?
Yeah. Soul Calibur 2 HD complete, motherfuckers. Give us the complete game.
You have to play it the way I'm playing it via emulation, sir, or either actual GameCube because ain't no way in hell.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Because when I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, am I tripping? I'm like, why are they putting Ace Combat 7 on the Switch? I'm like, why?
Listen,
and then I noticed they've been putting a whole bunch of stuff on the Switch that was old.
Mm-hmm.
And
And they've been doing it
interestingly enough,
quietly too.
yeah,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, it's been done quietly, and it all started right around the time that whole Activision shit jumped off.
It's like,
Interestingly
look,
enough,
we need to move our eggs from that basket to this one. So just start
Mm-hmm.
sliding games over here. Get your teams on port now.
Yeah.
so it was like, hey, look, Namco. I know we told y'all not to put nothing on a Nintendo console. But we need y'all to put all the stuff that we've been on Nintendo. Why? Because Jim Ryan won't shut up. We need y'all to put all these games. So
And like Henry, stop questioning me. Go do what I told you to do.
yeah,
Stop,
Henry,
stop
stop
questioning
questioning
me.
me.
yes. I just found that interesting. What do y'all think about it, Jack?
I mean, I don't know, man. Because when we talk about getting these games to the Switch late, you can look at this in two folds, right? You can look at it from a standpoint of this made the Switch have a complete library,
Mhm.
like especially if it stays around as backwards compatible. Like this is gonna be a vast size of a library because we talking about this. I mean, just what we just got: Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
I know. I mean, there were rumors about 2 coming there as well, and you have all the Nintendo's games, and it's almost like third parties are trying to make up for lost time, or just like, oops, sorry, we didn't put it on the Wii U, but here you go. It's
Mhm.
like however they want to make up for it, but I mean, for you to be a Switch owner, it's kind of like a one-stop shop. And I know for some people it's not enough because this don't run at 60 or this doesn't look as good as a PlayStation or Xbox, but I mean, you
But
have a hell of a library. I tell you that much.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, I thought Borderlands 3 couldn't run on the Switch. I thought Dragon Ball Kakarot couldn't run on the Switch. I thought
Right.
Dragon Ball Fighters couldn't run on the Switch. I thought Doom couldn't run
Couldn't
or
run.
Doom Eternal couldn't run on the Switch. I
Sir,
thought Doom 64 couldn't run on the Switch.
sir, we know
I
what this
thought,
is.
you know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Listen,
it's like,
listen, listen. They can't run on the Switch. They just sit there in a still picture.
but y'all see what I'm saying though? Like, dude,
Oh yeah, I get it.
from 2017 to 2020, all I heard was, yeah, this could never be brought to. Okay, RE engine can never. Okay, then how do you explain Monster Hunter
When
Rise?
when Capcom said that, I was like, didn't they put Resident Evil Revelations on the Switch?
Yep,
It's essentially the same engine, right? Because that was where the engine started.
yep, and they built it for the 3DS.
Which was
And
ARM architecture.
yep,
So listen, I feel like if Namco really wanted to be cool, they would just and I feel like there's already a crowd for it, and all you really have to do is make the move because all the parties
Mhm.
are in place. But why you ain't come out with the Xenosaga 1 through 3 though? Like what happened with that? You know
why
what
I
I'm
got a
saying?
feeling that's coming? Why I
It
got a
probably
feeling
It
that's
is.
coming?
probably is.
Like why not
It's
jump on
coming
the
to the
train while
Xenogears is
you're there?
going to follow right behind it.
Why
Yeah,
can't you just jump on the train? Like that was that was all three of y'all. That was Namco, Monolith, and Nintendo. Well,
yeah,
Namco and Monolith, and now
yeah.
Nintendo owns it. So, like, why not just jump on that? But to answer your question though, as to why all this stuff is coming now, is the exact same reason as to why we have not heard a murmur or anything like that about the next Switch yet. Is because
Mhm.
everybody at the end of the day, when the Switch sells whatever numbers that it had sold, everybody and every developer could say, yes, we were part of that legacy. Like,
Oh,
was
Yeah.
my game there? Yes, it was. My game was there. They don't
Later
want to
shit,
be
but it was
part of,
there.
yeah, they don't want to be when we get old and we stop remembering stuff, there are gonna be people who are like, I was there day one. Like we supported, we just
No,
took a
you
little bit
weren't.
I
longer to
was
get our
there.
stuff done.
I
No,
was
you
there.
weren't.
hey,
You
I
were
was there
not
day
there
one.
day one.
I
Yeah.
was there year
I
six,
was there
day.
day. I was there day 5,000.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the conversation of a Call of Duty coming to a Switch, I guarantee you, either if it does eventually come to the Switch before we get a Switch 2, they'll be like, yeah, and the Call of Duty was on there, so that negates the fact that like they made all this money with. But that's not how the story really went. Did the story really go that way? Because that's not how the story really went.
Nope.
But when we get old enough, they're gonna shrug it off like, yeah, and they had everything, and Call of Duty, like, and the FIFAs, and the Maddens, and the 2Ks, like they were like, this was set up. This was set up to make this much or sell this much as the best selling or second best selling console of all time. It was set up like that. It was no different than the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 had every single game, and now the Switch has every single game, all the support, blah 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 blah. It got a Grand Theft Auto. It didn't get 5, but it got a Grand Theft Auto. Best believe, and that's what they will die with. It got a Grand Theft Auto. It got a Red Dead. It got all of that stuff. It may not have gotten Red Dead 2, but it definitely got a Red Dead, and that's what they want to die with, man. Because I'm in firm belief that now that everybody's like trying to jump on and being like, oh this is what we've been working on the whole time. Ooh.
I just really find that interesting, especially like because it's all like because there's another what is that El Shaddai game just got announced today. It's coming out on Switch in Japan in April. I'm like, that game came out on 360 like 10 years ago. I'm like, okay, all right. At this point, I'm just like, all right, whatever, man.
That's why I'm thinking we're getting all the old stuff, and they're coming over, and it's like, like people were like, oh well, they just kind of finally figured out. Well, they didn't. They didn't just figure it out. They didn't just figure it out. What they figured out is that the money was lucrative, and that they could throw it over here and see if it sticks on the wall and somebody will buy it.
I'm wondering if Square really gonna stick to what they said and take the cloud off of Kingdom Hearts and just throw it on there now.
They might as well.
Why they do it in the first place?
But see, this is the problem, though. This is the problem. Nintendo fans aren't Microsoft fans, and they're definitely not Sony fans. Like you can't play us like that and then turn around and be like, well, we changed it for you, so y'all can buy it, but apparently nobody wants to buy it. No, the problem really is that you tried to play us, and then you thought that you was going to still get that money, and we wasn't having it. That's the problem. So maybe if you come out with Kingdom Hearts 4, and it comes for the next Switch, and you drop that not cloud, maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll look over and think about it.
Keep that far away from me.
The moment you say digital only or cloud only, you might as well
out the window.
Send that somewhere else. We ain't having that. Send that somewhere else.
It's past that one. I saw the trailer for it this morning. It's supposed to come out April. I think it's April 28th or something like that in Japan. And they didn't put a Western release date on it, but I'm like, yeah, I played that game. It was alright, but it was talk about crazy. If you are a Christian, do not play that game, because that game they go straight blasphemous, and I love it. But
thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, bro, because you consider like,
how do I uninstall fast?
I don't feel right playing this game. But that's the one pass. That one, because, bro, I'll tell you after the podcast.
So it's like, is it worse than Dante's Inferno?
Describe where Dante. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
because Dante get wild.
Dante gets wild. Enoch goes above and beyond. You know how Japan, how anime loves to like push the boundaries,
push the limit.
Yeah.
You about to make me go look this up.
You'll see what I mean.
Be careful. Be careful. Not on YouTube. They might catch you. They might catch you.
All right, so we got to talk about our favorite Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella. This dude scares me. Simply because, like, this is that dude that, like, they'll buy a company, and if them numbers ain't looking right, he'll ask the whole doggone department the next week.
Yeah.
He's done that before. So, he basically, and I'm just going to paraphrase this entire article. You can catch it out on Pure Xbox. But basically, what he pretty much said was, look, the game division is going to be a third party developer.
Yeah.
Basically, because we want to put our stuff on all platforms.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is a bad idea because, number one, if you've been paying attention to what Microsoft been saying since 360, they want to be the centerpiece of the living room.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point with the 360, the Xbox One, and the Series. They want to be the centerpiece of the living room. That's why the consoles have been more of a multimedia device as opposed to a straight up game playing console.
Right.
You know, that's why they've done that. It's one of those situations where I get what he's saying. I don't think people are gonna like it, but it's another one of the situations, just like Philip Tremblay. He ain't lying.
He's not.
He's not lying. And unlike Capcom, and I've said this before, Microsoft ain't allergic to money.
No.
Right.
Hey, look, I promise you, if Phil can have his way, Master Chief will be in Smash if they ask him for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, he will let it happen. Why? Because it's been proven that for some reason, if your character gets in Smash, that sales of that next game go up.
Yep.
That's been proven. I don't know how, but hey, ask Solid Snake. Konami. That happened. Because I think it happened with the no, it didn't happen with that one. Well, I don't know for sure, but it's been known for that. So I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, so basically, they're Sega.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, weren't they working with Sega with the Dreamcast?
Yeah, they were.
I thought that was the reason
they
got out, right?
If you notice, if you had a Sega Dreamcast, you should notice on I want to say on the US versions, it was in the bottom.
Yep, in the bottom right
left corner where it says "Powered by Windows ME."
Yeah.
That's where your online came from. They helped out with that and the design of the controller, the Dreamcast controller. That's why the Xbox,
at the controller,
the OG Xbox controller, the fat controller looked like that because it looked like the Dreamcast controller, just spread out.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. I mean, you said it, just now. Look, they're not allergic to money, but at the same time, I mean, you look at their product. Microsoft Office is everywhere. It's not just exclusive to Windows.
No.
So it's like my thing is this. Microsoft knew from the gate, you're not coming into a game which is predominantly ran by Japan, like a market that's predominantly ran by Japan, and try to take number one. That's just not gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
But so the best way you can do is just spread your stink and try to touch everywhere you can touch. Because really, I mean, you're not gonna outdo a Nintendo because first party they're gonna smoke you every time, and creativity they're gonna smoke you every time.
Right.
You're not gonna really outdo a Sony, and I think that solely comes down to they're the more quote unquote, and these are not my words, adult version of Nintendo. But they were the new ones that came into 3D. They had the disc, before Sega burnt themselves out after the Saturn. So it's like, okay, you're dealing with people that have history here. Plus, like I said, with that country being so dominant, they both spawned from that area. Right. So what are you going to do as Microsoft? You have to come into the game, try to at least.
Right.
But seeing as you failed, you have to play your cards right, spend money, and then see if you can get everywhere. So I mean, we look at where they are now. They have consoles, both physical and digital forms of those consoles. Then you have Game Pass, you have xCloud. They partner with Samsung, so that way you don't even need a console. You just have to have a controller and the Samsung TV. They have remote play. Like I can play my Xbox on my Odin with a remote play app easily, no problem. They're on PC. I mean, that's pretty much, people think Windows is PC. Like they think that's the same way you say like you think, I have a tablet and I have an iPad. I was like, that's the same damn thing. Like, no, they're different. Like, no, it's the same thing. Right. But they just established themselves in that market. So I mean, this is the best way you can go, because even though they can buy 100 studios, they're not going to produce anything that's going to get people to say, hey, look, you know what? I'm going over Xbox exclusive. Like it's not happening.
It's not happening. They had it with Cuphead and Ori, and that
they did, yeah.
But that goes back to them. They made that base be like that.
They made a
They
bad
get that.
foundation. They
Yeah.
made a
Mhm.
foundation off of shooters and multiplayer games. So when you do produce something like a Ori or a Cuphead or a Hi-Fi Rush, that ain't your market.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Like, thank you for making the attempt. Like, I enjoy those games. Hard as shit, but I enjoy those games. It's just that's not what you did. You went Doritos, Mountain Dews, and shooters, and
Right.
now you just got to
Right.
stand in it because now let's be honest, you don't even have the top shooter right
Yeah. You
Facts.
just don't. Not anymore, anyway.
now. No,
And I'll say this: the thing is, like you said, Microsoft has done a good job because people don't understand. Like, dude, Microsoft Office is on Apple.
right?
Let that sink in. They supposedly hate each other. I say
Mhm.
supposedly. They supposedly hate each other. But Microsoft Office is on Apple.
Yeah.
I rest my case. So at this point, it's one of those situations where I'm like, that makes sense. It actually makes sense for a whole bunch of reasons. Now, the people that think that Nintendo's going to start putting stuff on, that's not going to happen.
Microsoft?
You
Oh,
on drugs?
But my thing is, why is that mindset always that way? Like, oh, one's doing it, I guess everybody else is gonna do it too. Like, I don't.
And it comes from
No,
a fact that they think that, oh well, if they do that, then they need to give us this. You don't even like games like that,
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not
according
even a
to
fair
you.
no,
exchange.
According to you,
no.
you don't like games like Metroid. You don't like games like Mario. You don't like
Right.
games like Splatoon. So why do you want that on your console to begin with? I don't understand.
Well, no. If that was true, then there would not be such a huge scene for emulating Nintendo games. The
Thank you.
problem is that they don't want to be quote unquote embarrassed having Nintendo hardware, so they want Nintendo games on other hardware, which is just stupid as hell. But
Yeah,
that's what the case is.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. But the other thing too is like because Nintendo wasn't the only people Microsoft tried to buy, because if I'm not mistaken, they did try to buy Sega as well, and they got
Yeah.
told no. So it's one of those situations where I understand from a business standpoint what they were trying to do back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I understand that because look, if think about it, if Microsoft could have bought Nintendo, Sony wouldn't have had a chance anyway. Sony really didn't have a chance because how they got Sony to be stupid was they convinced Sony they could keep up with their money. No, they couldn't. Like Microsoft is $1 trillion company. Sony never was.
Right.
Even at the height of Sony's conglomeracy, they were never $1 trillion company.
You
They
know,
didn't have the money to keep up.
it's funny to me because here in Microsoft, like trying to take all these companies, like they gotta be, to me, they act like they're like the worst. How do I want to come at it? They act like they're like the worst boyfriend or girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like the gaming industry is like a class, and so like they work with people. They work like with Sony or with Sega, for example, and they like do some work together, and then the work is successful, and they're like, "Oh dang, well we tried, we got a B out of this," and then Sega's like, "Yeah, it was a good run," and then Microsoft is like, "So you want to be my girlfriend?" And they're like, "No,
Like you going a
no."
little fast there, Bucko.
Right. So they go to like Nintendo and they're like, listen, I treat you right. I read you poems. I bring you flowers. We could go out on dates. Everything could be good. Like you bet. I know you're pretty. I know you're pretty, but like you need somebody like me to carry you. And they just like,
Dang, boy, you hit that spot on. Hey,
no.
The context makes sense though. That's the fucked
Yeah,
up.
it really does.
yeah, definitely made sense. 100%.
Yeah, it's crazy that they're really like that. And now you got them like it's like they're older now. It's like Microsoft's older now, where they're like, you know what? maybe we could date a whole bunch of people at once.
Mm.
Like,
Maybe we not meant to be monogamous, Ryan.
yeah,
No,
maybe if I just
Microsoft has hit college. That's what happened.
yeah, like if I ask
Mm.
all of these ones out and they all say yes, I could be busy with girlfriends all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, it is one way to look at it.
yeah. Like,
And
oh,
now
we
that
went and smashed Skype and then passed them to the side. Like, all
yeah,
right, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
now they got all these girlfriends and they like, whew, I don't know if I really want to do this.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
look,
exhausting.
they can't figure out nothing.
Like, settle.
Janelle has the right idea. Microsoft thinks
Hey,
they're like Seto Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh! F the rules, we got money.
hey, Settle told you what it was.
Yeah,
Like,
Seto
right.
Kaiba, boy.
pop that collar.
Nah, because
Hey,
listen,
it's bread.
no, because if Microsoft was truly like Seto Kaiba, then they could run and pick up Mokuba, throw him with one hand, and then do a 50-foot leap to a helicopter.
Right.
So,
They could make it. They could easily make it happen. You
Right.
know, at least my man's changed the rules and it made sense. And he ended up in the finals in his own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Microsoft
but
had
he
to
didn't
finalize
cheat
enough.
though.
He
And
did
did
But
cheat.
he didn't cheat though.
And
He
did
didn't cheat. He played by the rules fair and square. He did not cheat. So,
The optics looks bad.
The
Like, oh,
optics
of
is
course
hella
you made it to the
bad.
finals in your tournament. Like, all right.
Yeah. He said, "I made the finals, no problem." Oh, by the way, I got this card that ain't nobody else got.
Who's Yugi in this case? Nintendo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't mind me
Yeah.
though. Don't mind me. Yeah, right. Microsoft, like, show me the power. Show me the power of your card so I can
Let me-
watch and understand.
Let me get the what's the name of it? The freaking 5-star, not 5-star, but the 5-card.
Oh,
monster.
Exodia.
Oh,
Exodia.
Yeah.
Exodia.
Yeah, they want Exodia. They want Mario. They're like, nah, you can't have them.
My man.
well, then that would be Exodia. Exodia, the 5 parts. So that'd be Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing, Metroid, and Pokemon.
Yeah,
There you go.
That'll be the five. Yeah,
They
five
was
pieces
like,
of
Exodia.
they
Exodia.
was like, that's not the card I want. I want the best card. I want the best card in your deck.
I want the obelisk. I want
let me
obelisk
get-
tutorial, aka Mario Kart.
Yeah, let me get that Karibo, the best card in your deck. I want that Donkey Kong. Guess what?
Which is wild to me. You realize how many times I got my behind whooped in Yu-Gi-Oh trying to pull that stunt? Like, how did Yugi make Rebo the best thing smoking and the Dark Magician? I'm like,
Yeah.
bro,
He
stop.
said,
that dude
He
said
said,
that
Dark
combo,
Magician can look. Dark Magician works in combos.
Yeah.
Haribo, not so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get this.
Yeah,
Hey,
multiply.
y'all got Donkey Kong? We snatching that. Let me get your card. Let me get
I
your
will
card.
say, still to this day, because of Yu-Gi-Oh, any card game, whether it's Uno, we playing Phase 10, I'm doing harder the cards. What I need to pull. I'm telling you. Because of that, so they
Oh,
like,
you mean-
what are you
you
talking
mean-
about harder the cards? I was like,
Oh, you mean
"God,
you slide cards up your sleeve?
Oh no, sir, I'm not cheating. I look
And-
like
And you got to
look at
remember,
it
you got
and
to do
smile.
that. You got to do that whole.
Yeah. Pull it out real quick. I trusted
but-
my cards.
but the crazy part about it is when it works though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've done it before and I'm like, yes, that's what I needed. Like
You look at it and you gotta smile and you be like, your play was very good. But I trusted my deck. You got a monologue, it's so good.
Uno.
Just play
Uno
the
out.
card.
I still to this day want them to make a Uno anime. I want them so badly to do it in the Yu-Gi-Oh style.
That'd be so
Bruh.
vicious.
Man. Yeah.
Have Uno tournaments and they sit there explaining each and every strategy.
Oh, he played a reverse. That's right. I played the reverse card.
But they're like, but not only did he play the reverse, he played it at a time when Jonathan would be the worst off from it. Now he will put that draw 4 wild down, and Jonathan won't have Uno anymore.
My
See,
man,
now you got me wanting this in spades. Now I want this in spades.
you got a monologue in your head like, I finally got the hand that I was looking for this whole time.
I mean, listen, if we real, the way people be sitting there all that card games, you could imagine that's exactly what the hell they doing.
Yeah.
Right. Smiling the whole time. I
especially in
cannot wait to
spades,
drop this card.
especially in spades, especially in
I've
spades.
got
bro.
I got my 3 books, but will Catherine get hers?
Right. I
You get the
play.
main,
I
you got
play
the main
Jack
character
five.
that lose.
No.
You got the main character that lose, and then hold on, wait a minute, he reneged.
Yeah.
You went on a technicality off of a remake.
Oh man,
Oh shit!
a lot harder for days. All
Hard
right,
cards,
all
baby.
right. So let's go and talk about Pal World and get this on over with.
Oh man!
Power World.
I didn't play it, but I did watch Vicky played it.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Vicky's
yeah.
been playing it.
Yeah, I played a little bit too.
I don't know what to think. So Jake, take it away.
So I'm confused. Well, not confused. I'm a little at odds with this, right? So on one hand, by no means did I come into this game thinking I would like it. Two, I didn't think I wasn't even thinking about this game. Like I remember when they announced it, and then I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm even playing it is because of Game Pass. Let's be 100% honest. So I take issue with the whole beta aspect of it. I get it. It used to be like a PC thing to where like, hey, get in early on the beta, blase, but they gave you a download code. They didn't charge you $40+ for that.
Right.
Like I'm like this. That's my thing. Like when we start charging for betas. And so like, but at the same time, we're in this world to where we're okay with stuff being incomplete. And we got games that come out. They say, hey, look, here's $70, but we're just not finished with the content yet. And then it's like, but we accept it. So at this point, once again, like I said on the last show, get your money. But in regards to the gameplay, it's very interesting because I mean the tutorial isn't one of those tutorials that's like, okay, go do this, go do this, go do this. They just give you like a list of things to do, and they call it a tutorial, and you go do them. So catching pals, I guess is what you want to call them. Like I thought for sure, like, okay, they'll start me off with one and then we'll kind of battle other pals. Nah, I built the club and beat the hell out of pals and then caught them. Like that's just like that's what you do. So it's like so you go around just beating on them and then like, all right, here, get in this ball. And so it's like or this pal sphere. I'm sorry, my bad, pal sphere. But
It's
yeah,
still a ball.
It's still a ball. But I mean, when you look at it, I mean, one of the things is I've never been a person that played Ark or any games like that. I mean, what is it? Green Hell. I've never played those survival games, but you can definitely tell this is a survival game. Like the fact that I'm running around and like, oh, you need to eat something because you're hungry. I'm like, okay. So me and my pal eat the same thing. Like we both eat meat. So it's like, all right, cool. There is no like, I give you something. And then the same thing, like we outside is getting dark, and it's like, oh shoot, I see like the cold go around the screen, and I'm losing health. I'm like, what the hell? But you gotta build a campfire and then put on like make clothes, and that's where you beat on the little sheet to then get wool and then craft the cloth for you to make your clothes. So I mean, it's cool. Little janky because it's a beta. A lot of popping. A lot of weird stuff happened, like pals walking on water and walking on rocks and trees and stuff. It is real weird, but I can see how people get into it. I just think this will be with the streaming community for a while, but for your average gamer, they'll put it down the moment something else comes out. They're just doing this to spite both Pokemon and Sony because this is PC and Xbox for right now. So they're just doing this to spite at this point.
Here's the thing: like, if you're trying to spite Pokemon, do you really think Game Freak give a damn?
They don't care, but that was, but you know the narrative of it, right? We go back to boycotting. You go with this. Don't buy it because they're giving us incomplete games. They have millions of dollars because Pokemon makes this and the merchandise make this. Stop pocket watching. Like you don't know where that money gets put. Like businesses are a business for a reason. Like I could tell you my job. Most people are like, oh man, that's a big corporation. Now my people don't get no damn bonuses, but that's besides the point. So it's like that you don't know where that money's allocated. So when we look at something like Pokemon, do I think they need to do better? For sure, 100%. But then at the same time, don't get mad at them for not changing because you're still paying for it. If there's another alternative, support that alternative because y'all left Tim to die. Like went crazy. Tim's better than Pokemon. Tim this, Tim that. That game was in beta for 2-3 years and then died the moment it came to console.
Yep.
It was
Which is
gone.
what
It
I
was out
think
of
what
here.
some people think is going to happen in Power World.
And that's what's going to happen because this thing is going to be in beta for quite some time.
Yeah.
And
And then
then when it does come, it's done.
isn't their previous game Craftopia still in damn beta too?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's a red flag. That is a giant red flag.
Yeah. Like for me, I don't understand these betas.
It's
You
not
know,
the
I
Pokemon killer that everybody thinks.
it's not. And like I said, for anybody that thought this was going to be a Pokemon killer, you're retarded. But other than that, it's just
Yeah.
my thing is just like there are plenty of Pokemon clones out there. I actually just downloaded one on my Odin the other day, and it's for Android and for iOS. It's called Koromon. So it's damn near just like Pokemon, just with a couple of tweaks here and there. You can play it for free up until your Pokemon are level 25 or until you get to the third level. And then the developer is asking for some money, which is $5. But I
Oh,
mean,
okay, ain't too
he
bad.
put a lot of love and detail into the game. But nonetheless, I mean, there's a lot of clones out there. I think there's one on Switch that just released. It's like a monster or something that just released on Switch, and people love it. It's like a 2D game, but it's just like Pokemon in a way. But people love it. Yeah, Dragon. No, not Dragon Quest Monster, but yeah, it's something similar to that name. But yeah, I mean, Power World, it'll be around for a minute. I mean, it's definitely going to get its glitch videos out the way. It's going to get its survival videos in. It's going to get its streams in for sure.
Mhm.
But for your common gamer, the way that is going crazy so far within this short amount of time is kind of baffling because people weren't even talking about it. And then all of a sudden, now it's just highest selling like game. Like it's crazy. I don't know how that worked out, but
Yeah,
sure.
and I'm like, because somebody put the numbers up, I'm like, yeah, but they got that many people playing it. But last time I checked, the last Pokemon, even with all the issues it had what sold, what is it, 20 something million in 2 weeks or
Yeah.
something crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
People still don't buy it. Well, you're not gonna get away from that. People still
yeah,
gonna
so
buy it.
I don't understand. I looked at the gameplay. I'm like, okay, it looks interesting, but it ain't something that is captivating me anyway.
Right.
I mean, I'm like, okay, if that's what they want to do, cool. I mean, I'm not hating, so because I haven't played it, so I don't know. I just watching the gameplay. I'm like, okay,
It's a cool little game.
that's something. Yeah, that's
Ain't
something.
nothing I'm putting my time into.
I'm wondering how Peter's gonna feel about this. Or are they gonna go at them as hard as they go at Pokemon? But we'll see.
No.
And then also to get out the way too, I honestly don't care the fact that they have either AI generated or game
Oh yeah,
monsters that look like Pokemon. It is what it is,
yeah.
dude. Like,
First of all, they're monsters, so who cares?
right.
At that point, the AI generation thing, I need to do some more research into it.
Yeah.
I am I surprised it's happening? No, because y'all want these games to come out quick, don't you? Art assets, it takes a while to get stuff out. Art assets,
Yeah, it does.
like there's somebody like for that Prince of Persia that's behind Jack. Somebody worked years getting all those different designs. That ain't the only design. I can promise you that. That is not the only design of Sargon.
No, not at all.
And I'm pretty sure there's different designs for all 7 of the immortals, and they ain't the only characters in the game.
Right.
So
yeah,
I understand people's concerns, but I'm honestly surprised they haven't been using it before. Just ain't never tell nobody, to be honest.
I mean, somebody probably was.
Yeah. I know AI generated art is getting popular now because of all those different apps you can get to do it yourself. But that's to me that's after the fact because they've probably been doing this to mess. You just don't know about it because I mean, the artist for Zelda used to be Kosuke Fujishima. If you don't know who that is, that's the guy who created Oh My Goddess.
Yeah,
the manga and that's him, and he's one of the main artists for the Tale series. Him and I forgot the other artist. His two main artists, so they usually did all the work for that. Akira Toriyama did work for Enix before they became Square Enix. That's where Dragon Quest all look like Akira Toriyama characters. Like they could all been in Dragon Ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why Chrono Trigger, if you look at the artwork for Chrono Trigger, it looks like old boy Tapion from Dragon Ball 13th movie. 13th Dragon Ball movie. So
Wrath of the Dragon.
yeah, that one. It's why. So I at some point I was thinking this was gonna happen anyway, just because I don't know how, especially with how many games come out a month. There's no way. There's just no way. We get way too many games. Like we weren't getting games like this back in the 80s and 90s. I'm telling you, it was not like this. Not with 5, 6, 7 games a month. No. We were getting what? 1, 2.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah. And the only time you really got a real big surge was the holiday season, because that's when you make your most money. So there was that. I mean, it's just one of those situations. I find it to be very interesting of the whole AI thing. We'll see how it plays out, but I don't know. So the developer direct hit Thursday. We did do a video, reaction video on it. You can check it out on the channel. I know Sandstorm did his last night, or yesterday. I don't think it was last night. It was yesterday. The whole thing with the Xbox Developer Direct, I told y'all the other day, I thought it was all right. I thought it was all right. Avowed, I kind of wish had a third person perspective option like Skyrim. I like third person viewpoints. I don't care for first person in action adventure games. I don't mind it in shooters, but even in shooters, sometimes I wish there wasn't a first person. There were two viewpoints, but that's just me. Hellblade 2. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. Hellblade 2. I don't care about Hellblade 2. I don't. I know some people love that game, but now they're trying to pretend like they're mad because they found out it was 8 hours. It's an 8-hour game. I'm like, okay.
Look,
I mean, it depends. If that 8 hours is a good 8 hours, it don't really make a difference.
Yeah, it don't make, because that's a story driven game. So I don't.
but so like I said, we getting into this time crap again.
Yeah.
As if people really got time like that. But I never understood why in the world they were pouring this type of money in this game in the first place. But
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the same length, they already expressed that they found a way to switch up the combat. Like it was more focused on combat in the game. What's the issue? Like just enjoy the experience and call it a day.
Yeah.
I don't, and I don't know, like, because I mean it's what, $50 only digital.
Yeah. And we don't even know the size of the game yet. If people like, I wanted to buy physical, I'm like, dude, you don't even know what the size of the game is. If that game come out to be like 100 and something gigs, you gonna sit up here and be, it's not gonna be on the physical media.
We're gonna be there anyway. I don't know, man. Like people are weird, bro. That's why I was like, sometimes I just tap out on the gaming community, but
yeah,
but Hellblade, the Indiana Jones thing threw me off too. Like I did not expect that to be first person. I did not expect that.
I would really think that would be third person.
I just don't like first person adventure
game.
The only one I really got down with was Metroid Prime, but that was because that was more first person shooter than you know. It was easy for me to digest it. There was still times I wish I had a third person viewpoint. That's why I was so glad that they still make the 2.5D stuff. Like other like Dread, like Samus Return, stuff like that, because that would look. The Prime series is good for what it is, but I would honestly prefer a third person viewpoint. That's just me. I'm not saying this gonna be neither here nor there. Now I would like to see more gameplay of the Indiana Jones game and more gameplay of Avowed. Just because Avowed looks interesting, but I don't know if it's a day one buy for me.
That's the word you're gonna use?
It looks interesting. That's the only thing I can say. It looks interesting, but I don't know if it's a day one for me because I'm sitting up here like this would be good if I could actually see more than my hand because I thought it was a VR game because all you can see is the hands. Now they do dual wield wands, so
wands, pistols, swords.
yeah,
This game, you remember when we first heard about this game and they were like, we have no idea what it is yet?
yeah.
They just made a gumbo pot game. They just took everything that video games have and they just put it together. You can look at the cover and say, like, they just threw some random stuff together.
Cover, the cover is
cover fire. Don't get me wrong, but
the cover is
anything that an RPG could have is like we need story, we need open world, we need swords, we need wands, we need guns. Like I'm gonna be surprised we ain't got vehicles in this game. I'll be thoroughly surprised if I don't see a
I
Ferrari.
mean, look, you got magic, so you could have magical vehicles. That's in videos.
I mean, Tears of the Kingdom you can make a vehicle in Tears of the Kingdom, so technically.
True.
But let's see if we can get this this beautiful artwork of Avowed. Show y'all the beautifulness of Avowed. You know what I'm saying? y'all see this? Y'all see this lushness of color?
It's amazing art.
It does just look random.
It really is random, dude. It really is random.
That is so random.
I was like, okay, did somebody watch what was that anime that came out last year? Hell's Paradise. Somebody watched that. But yeah, I just thought it was okay. I thought it wasn't bad. And surprisingly, we didn't get no hate for that this year. Go figure.
Give it time.
Yeah, so,
give it time.
Yeah,
they already doing comparisons of Indiana Jones to Uncharted.
How the hell Indiana Jones?
Why? We're also only in the first month of the year, so yeah, hate is inbound.
Yeah, hate is inbound.
That's how they get down. That's what it is.
I hope people understand that, like, Uncharted and Tomb Raider took their cues from Indiana Jones.
Indiana.
Well,
but
Tomb Raider took his cues from Indiana Jones. Uncharted took his cues from Tomb Raider. So
good point. Good point.
But there was a degree of separation.
I guess you can't say that. But yeah, that was just because I saw those comparisons. I was like, man, I wish people would stop. I really wish people would stop. I really do, but hey, it is what it is. But that's gonna do it for this episode tonight. Thank you, everybody in chat. We appreciate you for stopping through and hanging out with us for a little bit tonight. As always, thank you. Don't forget to share this out, like the video, and all that other good stuff. Jack, anything you want to pimp out?
Just to give an update. Jesus, why am I so blurry? All right. But yeah, just to give an update. I mean, between trying to figure out how to stream on this thing, it's still in the air. I think I found like a solution for it, but I'm kind of tempted to try it out because I don't know who this company is. I've never heard of them a day in my life, but people like swear by them right now on the Amazon reviews, but we'll see. I got everything loaded up. Everything's good to go. The first game I was actually going to play through was Mystical Ninja, just because I talk about it so much. I was like, okay, I either play through that or play through Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. So yeah, I definitely still have that set up. Still looking forward to doing that. But between purchasing everything and getting everything set up for the new year, I'll probably hold off until I find something viable for our streaming when it comes down to doing this on this Mac M1. Because as much as I wanted my Elgato to work, is just not going to happen. So I have to see who works, because I did not know, even though Apple's so popular, don't nobody fool with Mac when it comes down to programming. There's nothing in sight. Nothing.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Andre,
I mean, I'm still working on stuff, but if the beginning of the year, or at least by the next week or so, is anything like the end of my year, be prepared to either hate me or have gang wars in my comments section.
Okay. That's a good one. All right, so I'm thinking of jumping back on Warframe. So if you guys are, you know, got a clan or whatever, let me know. Think I'm gonna let the Discord know as well. Want to start having like community game nights. Hopefully, we can do that at some point. But yeah, I was thinking about jumping down on Warframe again and actually taking my time and actually going through it. It's one of those games that I'm late to the party on, but
yeah,
about 10 years late to the party on. But
I was gonna ask you about that because like Destiny is like damn near impossible to get into because of how
late it is.
long it's been. Yeah, I'm curious. Is Warframe the same way?
I like Warframe a little bit better than Destiny.
Like I like the game too. I'm just saying, like with everything they've added, it like is it too late to jump into the party?
I don't think it's too late to jump into the party if you have a crew with you. Because I was just playing a little bit earlier this afternoon and found a crew of people to play with, and we knocked out a couple of missions. So it's one of those situations where, like, because I was trying to get the daily stuff done, the weekly stuff done. So we knocked out a couple of those because I was using a new Warframe I got, and I was just trying to get that one ranked up a little bit. And so we were able to do that. So that's probably what I'm gonna be doing, as well as jumping back. I might stream a little bit more of Hogwarts Legacy and a little bit more of Prince of Persia next week. So that's what I'm thinking about. And I might start back jumping back on Smash and Mario Kart a little bit more regularly.
Gotcha.
Just so to keep my just because I like both of those games from a casual standpoint. I'm not trying to go to Evo or nothing like that. I'm just trying to have some fun. So
that's when I'm glad you said that.
Me doing that. Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad you said that because really, I want to I don't know if any people will respond to it or not, but looking to see a poll of games I might have missed because I've been watching like a lot of hidden gem games, and Warframe came up from somebody before, and I was like, I played Warframe, like I got on my Switch. Matter of fact, I need to see if I can download it on here and play it because my son's got me on this game called Combat Masters. That's just a free game. But I was curious if Warframe was one of those, but also trying to figure out games from the past that I haven't touched or had never heard of to play. But that's interesting. Let me know if the Warframe thing come up because I mean I'm pretty sure my son to jump on that joke is a like first person shooter monster. I don't know how. Kicking my ass, but yeah, but yeah, definitely let me know for sure.
All right, we'll do. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Once again, thank you everybody for supporting us. We'll see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out, people.
Peace
out.